go from being really in one area to doing it all. But that's the part I enjoy. I enjoy the relationship part of coaching. That's, to me, that's what I'm good at, and that's what I enjoy doing. And it's just a much more broader scope and getting to know more people instead of just focusing on three or four. You're more worried about the big picture. But it's all about building relationships, and that's the part I like.
Matt, you've been associated not only with this program but other programs and gone through several camps, if you will. What are some keys to getting to the end of camp and feeling like, okay, we're ready for the season?
You know what? I think it's always tough because every team's different, but you really want to see your team go out and compete. It used to be I was just happy if the offense did good. Now I'm going to be not happy regardless of what happens. But it's just you want to see your guys compete. You want to see the offense win a day, defense win a day, and you just want to see guys compete. And when you see that competitive character start showing up in your team, that's when you start feeling like, okay, these guys are ready to play.
Matt, a big part of football is leadership, and usually you think about older guys as your leaders. You want to talk about some of those guys?
Yeah, you know what? I was, and I'm going to talk about defense first. Josiah Coatney really at the end of the year really came into his own as a leader. I don't know if y'all heard him speak at SEC Media Day, but just a very, very well spoken. He's a guy, if he says something, the guys in the locker room listen. But that whole secondary, Ken Webster, I mean, he's a senior. He's been around. Zedrick Woods, C.J. Moore. Those guys are stepping up and becoming more vocal as they grow in confidence. So I really like that. Your quarterback has to be a leader, and it's good that Jordan had, him having success really helped him be a leader, because guys aren't going to follow a guy that's not doing great, So I think him having success really helped him be a leader. But we got a lot of good players up front that are leaders. Sean Rawlings is a phenomenal leader. Jordan Sims, Javon Patterson, Greg Little, Alex Gibbons, they all, kind of take ownership. And then you throw in that receiving core, Dawson Knox. So it's a really good group and a core group of leaders that I feel good about.
Coming out of spring, what were your areas of concern that you really have to attack in August?
You know what? We're just having so many injuries in the D-line. Because you want to see what Kadir can do and Austrian and those guys, and then that was something for me because of the injuries. You didn't really get a great picture, so I think I'll see a little bit better of that. Scrimmage 1, scrimmage 2 this fall camp, and then I think the biggest question is linebackers. Which guy is going to step up? Which one of the young freshmen is going to step up? How are Momo and Josh Clark going to be in fall camp? Because I think all those guys are talented, but they got to show that they can do it. So that's probably the front seven. I think everybody knows that, but that's what I want to see. I want to see the guys that are coming back healthy, how are they doing, and then which one of the linebackers is going to step up.
Matt, how many of the young offensive linemen do you think are ready to play and take on a different role?
The one that jumps out of my mind is Ben Brown. I think he'll compete at right guard with Jordan Sims. He's a talented kid. Royce Newman is very, very talented. He's going to play some. Bryce Matthews can do a bunch of different things. So those guys will play. But Ben Brown, Royce Newman, Bryce Matthews, those guys I think will have a chance to contribute.
What is it about Ben that makes him ready to compete against a guy with as much experience as Jordan?
His just overall athletic ability. I mean, he's a big, strong, physical guy. He's smart. He's a good athlete. He plays hard. He's what when you say offensive lineman, that's what he looks like. And I'm glad we're able to redshirt him, and he's got 4 years left. He's gonna have a bright future. But Jordan does have a lot of experience, and he can do a lot of different things for us. He'll be playing at guard and doing some backup center stuff for us as well.
We'll take questions up top.
Coach, with the NCAA investigation finally coming to an end, how does it feel just to be able to get back to the game of football?
Good. Just excited to get started, and like I said, taking all the positive momentum at the end of last season and top 25 recruiting class and the way things are going now, just taking all the positive momentum and focusing on football and focusing on the guys in this locker room and trying to block out all the outside noise. I think that's the most exciting part about moving forward.
And Coach, on that note, obviously the upperclassmen didn't sign up for a 2-year bowl ban at the end of their tenure. What does it mean to you for these guys to stick around and be leaders in this program?
You can't say enough about the guys that sit in this room. When you go through a tough time, it does one of two things. It pushes you apart or it pulls you together. And the guys that have been through it and stuck together, they really, really have bonded and they play